like Bun B, bitch, I stay throw. Ride foreign, so I sip slow. 5% 10 on the windows. Bag in, get the bag in. Back then, niggas stay act in. Like a young nigga wasn't having. So I turned them up, now I'm taxing. I just came off of the interstate. I'm fucking these niggas up in the day. I'm moving these niggas like checkmate. I'm talking my shit like a mixtape. CEO, what the check say? Most niggas out just to speculate. I'm fucking the game up in different states. I'm busting my ass just to elevate. Take some time to myself, I go meditate. I smoke me some kush just to medicate. I'm making these moves, I don't hesitate. If I lay in a pussy, I'm here to stay. Drop a house on a porch. Christian lose when I'm stepping out. Y'all just make a lot of noise. Really live what I'm talking about. Fuck your fame, me a little clout. Don't entertain when niggas die. First class when I'm flying out. I'ma show y'all what I'm really about. Drop a house on a porch. Christian lose when I'm stepping out. Y'all just make a lot of noise. Really live what I'm talking about. Big flex, always staying lit. Hustle hard, nigga, never miss a lick. Drip for sale in designer fits. Paparazzi catch me in the mix. Christian lose when I'm stepping out. Really live what I'm talking about.
Buddha.
Hey, Zeta son, nigga. I just want the cash.
I just want the money. I need cash flow. I done lost a lot of niggas. Some shit I ain't asked for.
Real.
Thinking about my kids make me want the cash more.
Facts.
Bitch, I been a stepper. What I need to take the class for? Do the dash, go. Run up bands, go. I need everything. Hands on the floor. Do the dash, go. Run up bands, go. I need everything. Hands on the floor. I used to have to leave. I get that twitch inside my leg.
Damn.
Boy, that's too much flexing. Take me to the bread. I might be the dumbest. I go Eddie, Ed, and Ed.
Real.
Young boy getting money bags. You babies, what the feds? I can't fuck with you. I ain't got luck with you. I stick to the script. Tell myself I'm stuck with you.
For real.
Niggas I grew up with, they got motion, they ain't roaching. North side to the six, these the guys that I'm approaching.
Facts.
Now I'm locked in, I could've been on top 10. Coach got me out of jail, I should've knew I was hot then.
For real.
I jumped in the streets, I started playing for keeps. All I knew was hooping. Bitch, I gotta eat. I just want the money.
Go.
I need cash flow. I done lost a lot of niggas. Some shit I ain't asked for.
For real.
Thinking about my kids make me want the cash more. Bitch, I been a stepper. What I need to take the class for? Do the dash, go. Run up bands, go. I need everything. Hands on the floor. Do the dash, go. Run up bands, go. I need everything. Hands on the floor. I've been out my body. Think about hitting the lick so big, you think I'm Illuminati.
For real.
Kicking shit so long, these niggas think I knew karate. These hands gon' make it shake. Parkinson's, origami. Bitch, I'm in the booth.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Plug 113. Hey, man, make sure y'all get over there, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is a blessing on blessings on blessings. We got my boy, Young CEO, in the building. What up?
Man, what's going down?
Chilling, man. Hey, you've been doing a hell of a job. We just dropped that Christian Lube's video right now. Yeah. Fire. You dropped that 4 months ago. Doing great numbers. Shout out to that video, man. Tell me a little bit more about some of the things that went behind that video and some of the inspiration, Big Dog.
I ain't gonna lie, like, Christian Lube's, is a reflection of my lifestyle. So, like, a lot of people be talking about what they really do, but I really live what I be talking about in my ref. So,
yeah,
that one right there was personal for me,
Yeah.
At the time, my boy XO, that was my producer. He went ahead and blessed me with a 5 beat from scratch, and that was my first time where he was able to go on here and work a beat around my lyrics. I never had that done before.
That's
Normally, I spit my song based off of what I'm hearing on the beat.
Yeah.
And, we locked in, and, like, I remember one day, like, I had, like, half of the verse done, and, like, shout out to my boy June, for putting me out there on the map. Shit, he was like, man, hey, he said, Finesse 2 times would sound good on this.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, at the time I was just getting started, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna feel comfortable, you know, that soon, you know, putting somebody on the track that soon. So he was like, man, see what he talking about.
Yeah.
You know, for proprietary reasons, you know, he put a ballpark number out there, and I was just like, you know, shit, I feel like I could, you know, I could spit my shit harder for that, for that amount of bread, you know what I'm saying?
Talk to
So,
her.
man, shout out to Christian Luz, man. My first track where I done went 32 bars straight on the second verse, you know, so it was personal for me. It gave me a chance to, like, really talk my shit, you know, and get some shit off my chest to really let people know, like, how I'm really coming out here on the rap scene.
Yeah, man. We plugged in 113, man. Make sure y'all go over there, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We got Young CEO in the building with us. This is going to be a hell of a conversation. I hope y'all locked in and plugged in and locked in, you know what I'm saying? Man, you've been doing great moves. I got put onto your music, man. I definitely wanted to, you know, plug in and tell you how I got put on your music. So me as a DJ, you know, I'm always in the crates trying to find different music and shit. And I came across your music, man, and it mixed perfectly with that Beat King sound, that club up-tempo type sound, you feel me? Yeah. So big shout out to you and, you know, putting that track together. But the funny thing is, I've seen you, but I didn't know the track was you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that shit was, when I put 2 and 2 together, I was like, damn, all right, that nigga made that track. That shit jump. That shit jump. So, man, tell me a little bit more about the inspiration behind some of the music you make, and then how you, or some of the artists that kind of influenced you to make the music you make.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to kind of, you know, for starters, to just give you a background, like, I actually started off doing, like, motivational speaking and poetry.
Yeah.
So, like, I took a different route, kind of like how Tupac did. You know, Tupac was a big inspiration for me. He started off as a poet, and then he transcended into a rapper.
Here,
so.
try to speak into the. Here, we're gonna try to.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, like I was saying, like one of the biggest inspirations for me, I would say, is that, like, you know, I started off as a motivational speaker, and then I went over from motivational speaking to poetry, and, you know, Tupac was one of my biggest inspirations in the game, and, you know, he started off first as a poet, then transitioned off to a rapper. Yeah. So, you know, he really, you know, spoke to my heart, man, and I just felt like it was my calling. Like, it's like the more I was doing poetry, the more people were saying, like, man, your poetry sound like rap. Man. And then, like, one day, you know, for some odd reason, man, I was chilling with my bodyguard, and he was like, hey, man, hop on a track with me. I said, well, look, man, I don't rap. He said, man, hey, you never know what you could do until you try. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people be so scared to, like, pursue their dreams, and I just feel like, you know, it was just this hidden talent that I had inside of me that was just been waiting to be unleashed. So one day we found a beat. I got on it, shot a video, and ever since then, the rest been history. So I've been doing this thing ever since. And, you know, shout out to my boy DJ Chose. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Kirk O'Baines. Yeah. Shout out to my boy B King. You know, they was big inspirations. You know, shout out to the H, you know, because they was big inspirations in the rap game for me, you know, with my startup process. So, like I said, like, for me to be able to work with, you know, Grammy Award-winning producers, and not only just producers, but also artists, you know, that was a blessing for me to be able to take on that task in my first year of rapping. So, man, you know, we still moving forward. You know, I tell people, like, you ain't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Like, I tell people, like, man, without struggle, there's no progress, and without sacrifice, there's no success. So as long as you just, you know, keep God first and keep believing in your dreams, stay consistent, you know, anything can happen for you.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Hey, man, you plugging in. I told you we're going to get some gems today on 113. That's for sure. Make sure y'all get over there and like, share, and subscribe. You mentioned, you know, working with the greats like DJ Chose. Like, we can start with DJ Chose, man. You got a few records with DJ Chose that y'all broke, and you ain't looked back since, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I had a cheat code in a way, but I still put in the work, you know.
For sure.
You know, a lot of people thought me and Chose went way back, and literally most people know is I didn't know DJ Chose from Adam to Eve, to be honest. And just one day, you know, I reached out to his manager, and me and his manager ended up becoming, like, real good friends even to this day.
That's what's up.
You know, in most scenarios, when you're doing business, it's strictly just business in the rap industry. But then DJ Chose was one of the people that, you know, I got lucky on the first trial with, like, he was willing to work with me, never heard my sound. Yep. You know, he sent me some beats. He was like, hey, I'll hop on the hook. You know, you do the verses. you know, and from there, like, we been going crazy. So it's like, I'm just forever grateful for being able to like work with artists like this in the beginning stages of my career, because it really put me on a platform and put me on a visibility level to where I could be heard, be seen, and keep pushing my music.
That's what's up, man. And it's definitely a blessing to be able to have, you know, people like that in your corner, and then to be able to, you just like you said, go out there and plug in and tap in.
Oh yeah, I tell people closed mouths don't get fed out here.
Yeah.
You know, so if it's something that you want, you gotta be hungry. Like, you can't just sit back and watch everybody else eat. Like, you gotta be like a lion in this game.
For sure.
So if it's something that you trying to accomplish, like I said, I tell people to network as much as they can, cause like your network is your network. You know, so always believe in yourself and just keep pushing. You know, network with the right people, be intentional.
For sure.
And make things a priority and not an option, because why put off what you could do today, you know, tomorrow type vibe. So it's like, do it today, man. Like, if you can, like, I tell people it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. I think a lot of people get caught up in this game, like, they feel like they want that instant gratification.
Facts.
And I tell people, like, you got to put in the work. Even somebody like me, like, some days I be feeling like Superman, but even I know as an artist, as an influencer, and as an entrepreneur, that nothing happens overnight.
Yep, that's
so
down for sure.
If you just keep eating away, you know, little by little, you know, as long as you try to strive to be better than you was yesterday.
Yes,
and if you keep that mentality, you'll go a lot farther in life than you think.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And you like you said, you place no boundaries, man. Again, I enjoy your music. I enjoyed your music before I even knew who you were. So big ups to that. That doesn't even really happen anymore these days and age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Usually, you know, the music and the person all together. But for me to put the music, I rock with you, man. And, you know, a good mix that I always, you know, put together is you with Beat King as well.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about Beat King. Have you ever got on a track together with y'all? Rest in peace, Big Dog. Rest up for real, Big King. That was still unreal. Still feels unreal. Feels like he's still here because his music is just still pumping through, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, you know, did you have an opportunity to work with Beat King when he was here or anything like that, man?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, it's crazy because last December, I'll never forget, it was around my birthday. And, you know, he was one of the people I looked up to in the rap game. And we actually had an opportunity to lay a track down last year. The only thing, you know, rest in peace to the great Beat King. Facts. Only thing, we never got to shoot the video because it's crazy. Like, we was literally just talking like 48 hours before he passed away about, you know, shooting the next production for this fall. And, you know, things happen so quick. That's why I tell people you got to live for today and not tomorrow, because you never know when you going to go. Like, whether you old or young, people dying every day, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people, live their life to their fullest, man, and try to accomplish as much as you can so you are able to leave a legacy like Beat King did. Yeah. But yeah, like, man, shout out to Beat King, man, for real. Like, for sure. Like I said, he'll definitely be on my Blessings on Blessings album for sure, man. I'm definitely paying my respect. So make sure y'all tune in for next summer, man, 2025, baby. Yeah. I got big things coming, so Beat King will definitely be on the album officially.
Bombs dropped right here on the Plug 113, that's for sure. And he's dropped, speaking towards his albums and some of his work. But before we even get to that point, man, I need y'all to get over there and hit the subscribe button right now. Hit that, man. We are locked in with Young CEO. If you don't understand, you don't understand. You about to understand, that's for sure. As far as, you know, you and the music scene, I seen you. Again, I didn't know you did music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I seen you really moving around a lot last summer, I would say last spring a lot. You know, I would say that's when I got put onto your pool parties, the parties, you know what I'm saying? So I really, again, thought you were like an entrepreneur, or, you know, someone from Houston that came down that really showing some love to San Antonio and like trying to put on. So, bro, tell me a little bit more about some of the things outside of the music that you be doing, because at first I didn't even know you were doing the music, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get it twisted. Like, you know, the music is definitely one of the big things that I'm highly invested in. But first and foremost, you know, I am an entrepreneur. Like, a lot of people don't even know that the name Young CEO didn't come from doing music. It came from the hard work, the dedication, the consistency, and the grind, you know, that I had to persevere over the years. So it's crazy. Like, I actually got my name when I first moved out here because, like, you know, originally I moved out here for a job from Houston. Stayed on the job for like 1 year. And, you know, my back was put against the wall and I had some decisions to make. So I ended up starting my own business, you know. So I actually run a tech company where I do like entertainment, TV, mounting, whatever, surround sound, you name it. And I also got my own real estate company as well. So, like, I own properties not only domestically but also internationally as well. So, man, shout out to my boys out there in Punta Cana, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. That's where we actually building out a resort right now called Young CEO Resorts. So we out there doing big things, not just, you know, here in the States, but also we moving internationally with it too.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You definitely set your mind to it to really, you know, get to those things. And I definitely want the people that's plugged in to get some of them gems that you putting down as well. What did you do? You mentioned that discipline, you know what I'm saying? That dedication. What are some of the things that you had to really set your mind to in order to make some of these things happen?
Man, I tell people the biggest thing is never give up. You know, it's so easy to quit, but it's harder to continue. So I tell people, like, consistency is everything. Like, you just keep on doing what you got to do to put yourself in position, set goals for yourself, wake up every morning, be disciplined.
Yeah.
Like, you got to train your mind, because I always tell people the strongest muscle in your body is your brain.
Facts.
And if you can learn to exercise that and discipline that to be able to do the things that you want to accomplish, everything will go smooth for you. And you got to take risks. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I had to take 7 no's even with my first business before I got 1 yes. But I tell people, like, when you tell me no, that just motivates me to go even harder, because at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing for myself. I'm doing this for my family. And at the end, like, I know my family was a big part of, like, me trying to go out and grind and hustle, because at the time, I mean, I had a 9-month-old little girl, you know, here, and a little boy on the way. And it's like, when you the only parent in the house working, you gotta live by example, you know, and be a walking leader. So if I wanted my kids to be born into this world and to have more than I had when I was growing up, I knew I had to go hustle. I knew I had to go grind, and I had to make it happen.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Definitely, you know, you being that example and having that fatherhood as well tied in too, man. I definitely understand. Tell me a little bit more about, you mentioned your grind kind of changed when things started to kind of get in perspective. Tell me how they kind of changed your hustle in a sense.
Like, for me, the biggest thing, like, you could tell me is that I can't. And, like, I'm very competitive. I have a competitive spirit. I have a competitive heart. So one thing for me is, like, once I feel like I start doing something and I'm good at it, I keep doing it. Yeah. And, like, a lot of people, like I said, they so quick to give up in life, but you got to stay strong. You can't be weak. And in this game, you got to just stay, like, just keep pushing away. Like, I know, like, every day, like, one of the biggest things for me is that I hated waking up early in the morning. Yeah. And, like, I remember sleeping on my cousin's couch. I'd go out to Houston to push my product and everything. And I'd be on his couch maybe at maximum 6 hours of the day. Like, he would be already getting ready for work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I would already be gone. And he'll get off at, like, 5 p.m., and I wouldn't come back home till midnight. So, like, the grind for me never stopped. It's, like, no limits to how hard you can go. Like, I went from working a 9 to 5 to working, like, around the clock almost. So, like, for me, it's, like, I'm going to work as hard as I got to work until I get the job done. Yeah. So, like, when you got that winning mentality and you sit there and tell yourself that you can and that you're not going to say that you can't, that's when everything going to be all smooth for you. Because, like I said, like, motivation for me, you know, family, money, and a better lifestyle for myself, because I was just tired of losing. Like, I was tired of working for somebody. And the only way to escape from that slavery mentality was to start your own business, be a leader, you know, be great. Do what you have to do to, like, start a new trend, because a lot of people be so quick to judge you when you start a new trend, but at the same time, it's like they're not going to judge you when they see the results. Yeah. Everybody's so quick, you know, to when they always see, you know, X, Y, and Z, but they don't see A, B, C and D,
All
what
the
you
other
had to
work.
go through,
Yeah.
you know, to get there. Like, it'd be times, even with some of my business associates that I would work with, they'll go out to eat and be like, yeah, we going to the club tonight. I'm like, man, I got to work. Even though I wasn't attached to a job, you know, per se, I had to have that same discipline and mentality, like if I was still working for somebody, because it's like, if I didn't work, I don't get paid.
Yo.
So I tell people, I'm like, I'm not trying to be broke. It's like, take that time to sacrifice now so you can reap the fruits of your labor later.
Facts.
Because I promise you, like, better days are coming soon. Like, people think that, like, oh, man, like, I've been doing this, that, and the third. I've been staying consistent. But it's like, you got to move with intention. Always. Like, some of your best moves got to be moved the right intention, the right networks, meeting the right people, and making sure you setting yourself up for position to win.
That's right. That's right. And I definitely had to learn that, you know, definitely being a entrepreneur as well. There's a lot of opportunities that, you know, people were like, oh, you need the money or you need the opportunity, or you just need the money before you need the opportunity. And it's like, man, the opportunity is going to open up the doors for that money. That's for sure. So definitely, you know, take advantage. And like you said, make sure you're moving with that intent. So definitely, that's definitely a gem as well, bro. Make sure y'all plug in right now. This is episode 113. You know, we talking a lot about our hustle and our grind as well, man. I want to give a big shout out to my homeboy, D Wood Foundation, as well, for mental health awareness for minorities. And we definitely go show some love and shed some light to that on our episode here today on 113, man. I just want you to share a little bit as far as like your ways to escape. You know what I'm saying? What, you know, you always grinding. It sounds like you hustle, and you very disciplined, you know, dude as well, man. Tell me, where's your way or some of the forms of ways you get away to escape from the pressures of life sometimes?
I mean, with anything, I tell people, like, you got to have work-life balance. You know, the pressure going to always be on, but you got to know how to apply the pressure back. So, like, for me, like, I know when I get to a mute point where I know my body would tell me, it'll start to shut down, like, hey, you need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people, your best wealth is health. So you got to, you know when to keep a certain balance of, like, you know, take vacations, you know, get inspiration, come back, do it over again. Because at the end of the day, like, if your brain not functioning at 100%, you defeating the whole purpose of, you know, the whole cause of you trying to be successful in what you pursuing to do. Right. So, like, for me, like, I try to, like, when I first started off, I would take, like, a vacation, like, probably, like, once a quarter just to kind of get out, you know, ease my mind. And then, you know, every time I would take a vacation, it would motivate me to go harder. There would be certain things that I would see, certain lifestyles I wanted to live, and it's just like, hey, I got to come back and live harder. Like, like, I'll never forget. And it was actually before I even started, like, this is what kind of, like, got me in the mode to go from, like, corporate to being an entrepreneur. I'll never forget, I was on a bachelor party in 2017. Yeah. And I was the best man. And I had, you know, we went to Las Vegas. You know, Las Vegas is full of glamour, nice things. And, you know, I was used to, you know, staying in, like, decent, you know, hotels. But this specific trip was so different, and it motivated me so much because not only I was able to do it, not only with my family, but we was able to do it to a standard that, like, most rappers in the game not even doing.
That's what's up.
So it's like, I remember we got to the hotel room. They put us in this old rinky-dink 2-bedroom, you know, type situation, 2-bedroom. I was like, man, we can't fit all the fellas in here. So I went down to the front desk, you know, to go talk to my plug. I said, hey, man, plug. I said, look, man, we need to go ahead and we need to get an upgrade or something. Yeah. And I said, man, this couldn't have been nothing but God, because I stayed down there pressuring this lady for about an hour straight. I was like, just like, look, I tell people, like, man, consistency is a motherfucker. Like, you keep pressing it, you might get what you want. You know, closed mouths don't get fed, like I said earlier. Yes, so sir. Come to find out, she was like, don't worry about paying me for the upgrade. She was like, I'm going to give you at least 3 or 4 keys to some of the suites. I know you here for a bachelor party. She said, I want you to go check them out. She said, I could have any room in the hotel. She was like, yeah. just make sure you don't touch nothing or break nothing.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
I could
yeah,
do
yeah.
that. So long story short,
That's dope.
I ended up getting us upgraded to a 10,000 square foot penthouse with a basketball court in the living room. And the shit
Damn.
was so crazy because I was like,
Damn.
even like, just to see the face on like, you know, my family face, they was like, this really us?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and we didn't have to pay a dime. So I tell people like, man, like, you know, you never know what God got in store for you, man. Like I tell
That's for
people,
sure.
like, even as a boss now, like a boss is measured how he bless others.
Mhm.
So, you know, just keep God first, and man, God will make the impossible happen for y'all. Cause I'll be doing a disservice if I didn't acknowledge, you know, my higher being that protects me, you know, and helps me walk my way of life. Cause he's one of the biggest influences out of any rapper or anybody, you know, that's here on earth. That he's always looking over me, man, helping me make my next best decisions.
That's for sure, bro. And that's a hell of a gem because I promise you that's the prayer I give every day. It's like, bro, I want everyone to keep faith and everything that we want to do. He's gonna unlock it and allow so. So just keep that faith and keep pushing, man. So big ups to you, man. Getting away, clearing your mind. That question was brought to you by D Wood Foundation as well. Minority Mental Health Awareness. Make sure y'all tap in with him as well, man. We plugged in right here on episode 113, and you ain't made a mistake by floating to this page. Go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button as well. You plugged in with Young CEO, big dog. Hey, man, there's so much to cover. My brain's going 1,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
We finally got you here on the episode, man, and you've been grinding. I want you to take us through the beginning of your journey. You know what I'm saying? And you've been taking care of business, and then we'll go from there, bro. Definitely tell me what made you put the pen to pad and really get out there again. You said someone gave you some inspiration, but what about after that? Did you continue to do it, or you kind of phased back?
Nah, like to be honest with you, like I haven't taken no days off since I started. Like for real, like a lot of people don't even know this, but like I just picked up the pen last year.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people would think I've been rapping for like 5-10 years, and I'm just like, I have a music background. You know, I played in the band coming up, you know, sung in the choir, but never just thought about making my own personal music until like I went through a breakup like 2 years ago, and it kind of motivated me to start like as a way of therapy to start releasing like my emotions, my feelings, and just talk about worldly things that I had been going through over the last decade. So, you know, even though I was doing it in a poetry form, the poetry, you know, lasted for about 3-4 months, and then I started to send over to the rap game. So it's just like, you know, one of my first songs I made was called Game Changer, and it really motivated me. And it wasn't until my second song that I had dropped called CEO Business that I was gonna stand on business in this game.
Yeah.
So, you know, from there, you know, I started basically just staying consistent. I started dropping music, you know. I started, you know, I went through my artist development. You know, I would go back and forth to L.A. like once or twice a month, you know, to work with some of the greats. You know, I've had a pleasure to be able to, like, you know, interface with people like Snoop Dogg, Johnny Gill, some of the best publicists, you know, that worked with Tupac, you know, Janet Jackson. Shout out to my boy Arnold.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, you know, I went through my artist development. Then from there, you know, when the new year started, which was this year, you know, I got the business. So I dropped my first EP. I did a collab EP with my boy A Genius. You know, we did something for the South, man, for Texas. And shortly after that, you know, me and Kirk O'Banks had linked up. Dropped a fire-ass hit, man, Forever My Lady.
Yep.
So we dropped that for Valentine's Day, and then shortly after that, you know, it was go time. I knew I was going to have to drop something for the summer. And, you know, to this day, still standing. It's my 2 #1 hits, man.
Yeah.
I dropped Turn Around.
Yeah.
Had a chance to, you know, collab with Erica Banks, man. Shout out to Erica.
Yeah.
She's one of the hardest in Texas. So I was able to go ahead and, you know, we did a collab pool party at my mansion. And then, you know, from there, everything just started going up. I started traveling more. You know, I started tapping in with different cities, not just in San Antonio, but I started touching Austin. I started touching my home city back in Houston. You know, I was going to Louisiana. I was going to Atlanta. So, I tell people, like, don't remain stagnant in this game, because if you got a voice to be heard, it need to be heard nationwide. So don't ever be afraid to, like, feel like you can't travel, to spread your wings and spread your music to other people, because you never know who might need to hear that word.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
so
Facts.
lately, I mean, after the summertime, I started doing more bookings, and that's when I felt like I was really making progress, because, like, I tell people, like, I don't know what other people business is as far as local artists, but I know I could speak for myself. The day I started getting paid just to show up to the club, I knew I was moving in an upward direction. So that was one of my biggest accomplishments, because I still remember to this day, like, I remember, like, DJ Chose had got booked for an appearance at, I think it was Club Culture over there in Stone Oak.
Yep, facts. Yep,
And, in the back of my head, I'm like, man, shit, we had already had the songs ready to go.
Yeah.
And some of the DJs in the city had already was running and spinning the music already in the clubs, but it wasn't that consistent because, the music wasn't out. But, I tell people sometimes it takes 6 to 9 months to break a song. So it's even if it's not out, let's start getting it in rotation so we can go ahead. Once the song do get released, people are a lot more familiar with it. So a year later, moving forward, I told myself, I'm going to get booked at this club.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because that was actually one of my last bookings I did was at Club Culture.
Shout out to Culture as well, man.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Reggie and Mel over there for making it happen for me. So
that's dope.
like I said, that was a big deal. And that wasn't my first booking.
Yeah.
I had actually started taking bookings as early as spring of this year. And that's when I knew I was like, you know what? I'm starting to become more of a pillar, a mogul, an influence in the city. So I just want to keep, staying consistent, not only just with the music, but also in my community as well.
For sure.
Because I was actually able to pop off my first back to school drive. Well, I partnered up with 98.5 The Beat. We was actually able to do some good things for the community. I gave out free, partnered up with barbers to give free haircuts and also give away free backpacks with school supplies in them. So, I tell people, like I told you earlier, bosses always measure how he blesses others. And if you're doing the right thing in the community and as a person, people going to love you. People going to love your music.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep, just giving back, man, because there's a lot of people that's a lot less fortunate than me. And I just feel like I was put here on this earth to bless others and also be able to, like, exercise my voice so people can relate.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, man, you giving us some gems, man. Make sure y'all stay plugged in, man. This dude's giving us some game. Make sure y'all lock in. Young CEO, we ain't done yet. I know he was like, man, we're going to wrap up this podcast. Hell nah, you plugged in, big dog.
Oh,
you
man,
plugged in.
We just warming up, baby.
We just warming up. What you tell us?
He's heating up.
Yeah, talk to me. Man, you mentioned about moving around to different cities as well, man, and you gotta do so. But me being local as well, and definitely being here in San Antonio base, I want to know a little bit more about what you like about the city and what kind of attracted you in a sense of being like, hey, I like San Antonio. You could have been in Austin, could have stayed put in Houston. Why you kind of rock with San Antonio?
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked me that question because it's crazy because, like, I moved out here originally for a corporate job, stayed there for a year, and when I started my own business, I could have moved anywhere, literally in this world, but, for, like, moving around from state to state because, I started off in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I graduated with my degree in business marketing. And I went all the way to Seattle, Washington. A lot of people don't even know that I used to build airplanes for a living.
What? That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
And then, going from Seattle to Houston and going back from Houston to San Antonio, I was ready to make somewhere home. And then I was starting to have kids, too. So it was just like, I still got what I wanted at the end of the day, and that was to be back here in the state of Texas. So I said this would be a good new fresh start for me, to build, because I was like I could always go back to Houston anytime and there work with my people back there. But San Antonio gave me an opportunity to start over, and not only just start over, but to also build and expand with new relationships. So I definitely, like I said, it's been fun for me. One thing I say that it does give me is peace. I tell people, like, you can't put a price on peace.
That's what's up.
So it's definitely something that, I seen myself being able to raise a family out here and also be able to build a network. And most of all, man, I get love out here.
That's what's up. You
Like,
damn right. What about the how about the music scene? You've been on the scene for about a year now.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
far as being in San Antonio as well. How do you like the music scene, and how's it on par to almost trying to get to Houston or Dallas, or what does it you feel like it needs to do to get to that next level?
I definitely feel it's gonna take somebody like myself to help, connect the dots. Cause like I said, like most artists that I've been able to speak with out here and work with, they definitely good artists, man. Like I said, it just matter just coming together as a team.
Facts.
And that's one thing I noticed that I could do very well is, get people together. Like, I don't know how I do it sometimes, but
yeah,
it just seems like people gravitate toward me, and I love it because at the end of the day, I'd rather see unity than people beefing at the end of the day.
Facts.
So I actually had held the first celebrity bowling tournament out here earlier this year.
You did, man. You did, and
And,
went
man,
up. It was up.
Yeah, man.
I think Penn Stack was that.
Yeah,
was that
Penn Stack.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Man, so I mean, it made, even though I was still promoting other things at the same time, the whole bottom line for that whole event was to bring people together, and it made me so excited, man, to see a lot of the club owners, DJs, the different promotion groups that be in the clubs, different artists that came out, because I never seen that many people that was on the music scene or the industry side of things all in one place at one time. I mean, we had probably over like 120 people out there, even if they wasn't bowling.
Just kicking it, chilling.
Just kicking it, And I think we should do that more often. And, they have other people in the city that put on events, man. Shout out to Jiggity J Entertainment, man.
Yeah, Jiggity J is on number 8 of Unplugged podcast, dog. Damn, big shout out to Jiggity, dog.
Yeah, he actually gave me an opportunity to play in his basketball tournament this summer.
Yeah,
I don't know if he thought we was gonna lose or win, but man, hey, big shout out to Jiggity, man, for allowing the opportunity for us to participate. And by the way, we did get first place.
Y'all rigged the games, man.
Oh yeah, man. So like I said, man, big shout out, man, to Jiggity, man. He always trying to put on events in the city, man.
Yeah,
so
something different, always something different.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and we need more of that. Cause like I said, me and him could do it. I feel like more promoters, DJs, producers, artists, we should be able to do the same thing more frequent, not just every blue moon. So I think the more we set our mindsets to like come together and not be so selfish, I feel like that's the better off we'll be in the city. So when you ask me the question, like, how do I feel like the rap scene here versus like a Austin or a Houston or a Dallas, we definitely got some growing to do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what needs to be heard. Like, we need to come together more often, put our selfish ways to the side. Like, and more artists need to come together as far as just supporting each other. It shouldn't be no competition. Like, at the end of the day, like, rap is an art, and every art should be respected in its own significant way. So if we could just like genuinely come out and come together to support each other, to help each other build a fan base, we could really have a city on lock. Like it's no reason why we shouldn't be on the same type of timing that I grew up on with the Slim Thugs, the Lil Kikis, Zeros, the Fat Packs, the Big Hawks,
Paul
Wall,
everybody was eating. Everybody had a plate. So that's definitely big ups, and I definitely agree with the unity as far, and that's been the biggest gripe, for a lot of people that do come on the plug, saying, yeah, man, we need to come together, and that's for sure. But this next topic, I don't think we're gonna come together on this next topic. You feel me? I want to talk a little bit about the list that be floating around, the top 25, top 20 artists in the city, and your name, and you've been doing crazy numbers.
I mean,
where we at?
I'm gonna just speak from, a lot of people reached out to me. I had a lot of fans pissed off, and I guess it got back to whoever you know, the blogger was.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I finally got added to, you know, my name came up in conversation. I'm assuming, because I didn't reach out to him.
Yeah.
And a couple days later, I get a collab post saying, have we been slept on, artist Young CEO?
Yes, sir.
And I feel like that was the day we made an example out of them. Because from even to this day, I had the most votes out of any artist, the most engagement, just to show y'all that we out here standing on business. Like, I normally don't I'm very humble with my craft.
For sure.
But don't get me started, because I could talk my shit too.
Yeah.
So, like I said, like, I know they started the rounds up today. I didn't be asked to be put in this, because at the end of the day, a list don't define me, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure I done work with more Grammy award-winning producers, platinum producers, and artists out of that whole list. And, like, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Like, all respect, because I seen a few cats on there that I feel like that was well-deserving.
For
But
sure.
when I'm looking on the list and I'm like, some of these same cats asking me for paid features, I'm like, you must be not really in the know, or you not in the streets to really hear what they playing in the club.
Yeah.
Every time I step in the club, or even when I'm not in the club, they spinning my records, you know? And I'm not just talking with just one specific DJ.
Nah.
I mean, I could name drop all day with all the DJs in the city that I done seen either tag me or post me, or even some of my fans in the crowd that just like, man, I done had people FaceTime me, be like, man, they playing your shit in the club, you here? I'm like, nah, I'm at the house chilling, or I'm off on tour somewhere.
Yeah, hell
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, I say that respectfully. Like I said, they definitely have a lot of talent in the city, but I feel like a lot of talent got overlooked, because I could name just off of one hand, like, some artists that got a good following, and hit songs with, you know, major artists and everything. That definitely should have been on that list. But the best advice I can give to any artist that didn't make the list, that has the talent, the work ethic, don't ever let a list define you, because at the end of the day, the only person that could define my work ethic and my talent is God.
That's what I'm talking about. We are plugged in, man. I definitely wanted to get that off your chest as well, big dog, because I definitely seen, you know, we there, we locked in, we got our ears to the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
So
we can go to the vote.
You know what I'm saying?
Mean, we could tab in. We can go to the voting polls.
Yeah.
You know, we in round one right now, so we can see where we at right now. And I purposely ain't even posted on my page to my followers just to see who really organically fucking with me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They put me up against, let me see. They put me up against some cat named Love Lit Lou. That's the first round. I see about 109 people that voted.
Okay.
I'm leading right now 65% to 35%. So,
okay.
I mean, enough should be said. Like the blogger said, man, let the streets do the talking.
That's what I'm talking about. And that's what they've been doing, man. Like I said, I heard your music before I even put it all together. And I think that's why some people are definitely slept on, because they probably like, I don't even know, like, is that even here? Is that even over there? Where is this even at? You know what I'm saying? So definitely big ups, man. And again, we gonna definitely, you know, want you to pull up later as well. I know you got a lot of things going on, man. Definitely appreciate you pulling up. I want you to plug us in before we let you go, man, as far as what you got coming up, as far as, you know, the year is about to get kick off. We about to wrap up 2024. About to go into 25. What can we expect out of the young CEO, big dog?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this my year to break, you know.
Yes,
I done
sir.
already gave y'all a few appetizers, you know. I got a big EP coming up, man, a 6-track EP, standing on business. Definitely going to be dropping first quarter of the year. Also got a follow-up EP called 4-Letter Word. For people that don't know, I do R&B music too.
Okay.
You know, we're going to give y'all a little twist, you know, for the ladies, because, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like if you speak to the ladies, you can speak to the men too. So
you speak to the ladies, the fellas will follow.
Exactly. And last but not least, man, like I told y'all, be waiting for something big this summer, man. Summer 25, the Big Blessings on Blessings album will be dropping. 15 track. Man, make sure y'all tap in. I'm gonna be dropping a few singles to, you know, sprinkle a few appetizers to show y'all what we gonna be on. So make sure y'all tap in, man. I know y'all can go follow me. If y'all don't follow me already, Young CEO Business, that's YUNG CEO BID NESS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure y'all plug in. Before I let you go, man, I wanted to tell you as well. I listen to a lot of your music. You remind me of modern day Pimp C.
Man.
Modern day Pimp C, dog. You spit your game, talk your shit, even the way you go about the beats, and speak to me a little bit more about Pimp C and kind of the influence. Did you listen to him a lot?
Oh yeah, man. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me I sound like Pimp C, man, I'd be a rich man. So it's not that it ain't that I didn't want to mention them, but every time I talk to somebody, they be like, man, you sound like Pimp. Even the way you talk, your demeanor, your aura. Yeah. I'm just like, one thing I respected about Pimp, man, Pimp kept it real, man. And I'm pretty sure if he was here today, we definitely would have hopped on the track. Yes, a lot of people would have probably been trying to differentiate the two voices.
They say, who's that? Who's that?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of got similar rap style, you know. Yeah. But one thing about me is, like, you know, Pimp was in the streets, and, you know, I'm trying to stand on 10 toes deep, man, and just, you know, walk my way of life legit, everything, do things the right way, you know. Yes, sir. You know, but yeah, big shout out to Pimp, man.
Yes, sir, man. Definitely, man. Hey, definitely keep your swag, keep your game. I'm loving everything you're doing, bro. Big shout out to the businesses as well. You pushing, man. You and my boy Larry June got a track coming up here in a little bit too. And Money Man. Hey man, it's all locked in.
Oh yeah. Nah, for real.
Any artists that you would want to work with that you haven't had the chance to work with yet?
Oh, I mean, some of the artists I'm gonna actually be working with, you know, on my album. Yeah. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm gonna just say, you know, y'all could definitely be seeing some future tracks with me and Big X the Plug.
That's what's up.
You know, I already talked about B King. Definitely gonna hit some more heat out of me and DJ Chose for sure.
You already know.
Man, shout out to my boy Young Martez out there in the H. You know, he another established artist out there in the H that, you know, been doing his thing. But as far as artists that I would want to work with, I would say I definitely want to work with Money Long. You know, she really speaks to my heart.
That's what's up.
That's one thing I haven't had the opportunity to do yet, you know, is work with a female artist, because these days I feel like the women definitely got a strong chokehold on the game, for sure.
That's for sure, yeah.
Definitely want to work with Glow really at some point. So, you know, when the time is right, you know, we're going to plug in.
That's what's up.
And last but not least, I would say definitely like Big Boogie, man. I feel like he got the club bangers, you know, on lock too.
Yep,
you know, he made music that I could relate to, and, you know, man, shout out to Memphis, man. Memphis doing their thing out there.
Yeah. So that's what's up, man. The big love, man. I appreciate you coming through. Again, this has been the Plug 113 with Young CEO, and y'all are plugged in. Any shout outs you want to give? I know you already pretty much took care of everybody throughout the episode.
Oh,
definitely, you know, but any shout outs you want to give before we close out this episode?
Man, I just want to give a big shout out, man, for one, to my family, man, for believing in me, man, for how far I done come. You know, shout out to No Sleep Management, man, D-Boy out there in the H-Time. Definitely want to give a special shout out to my girl, Cy Silvers, man, because she, you know, she had a lot to do with my artist development out there in L.A. Yeah. Shout out to my publicist, man, Arnold Turner, man, amazing guy, man. When you meet him, man, you would think you done met like a high being, because, man, this man is so great, man. So
that's what's up.
But yeah, man, just shout out to my whole team, man. Shout out to my boy JB, man, my boy KG, my boy G Smooth, man. They been rocking with me. And last but not least, man, I want to definitely give a special shout out to my boy Harold Size, man. Y'all might know him as Harry. He be in all my music videos, man. And he be living his best life, man. So,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, support is real. But, yeah, man, I just want to give a big shout-out to you as well for having me on the show today, man. Yeah. It's real love, man. Like, you ain't had to reach out. Like I said, I appreciate you being a listener, a supporter. And, like, hopefully, you know, you like some of these next things I'm going to be dropping real soon.
You already know we going to be plugged in, man. Definitely want you to pull up. I know you probably going to be doing the damn thing, but make sure you make time to pull up on the plug when you drop that album.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely going to be locked in. You feel me?
Don't worry. I'm gonna give you a special exclusive before we leave.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, bro. We definitely plugged in, man. I appreciate y'all locking in as well. Make sure y'all get over there, like, share, and subscribe.